LP with S&W Service and Repair. I saw an article on the Wall Street Journal and I found it very interesting. It was about the Great Reset. Actually, not the Great Reset, but the Great Resignation. Everybody during and after COVID wanted a better life. They wanted to spend more time with their family and children. And you had so many people who decided that they were just done with corporate life and they deserve to actually be able to be at home and spend more time with their kids. And hey, I totally get it. If that's what you think you should be doing, or yeah, your heart is there. But I wanted to look at that today, this article, and kind of go over it in the appliance repair terms. So I made a few slides, so we'll go through these and you tell me what you think about it. All right, the great renegotiation. Are you ready to re up your value? Adaptability, value, and owning your position in the marketplace. I know you heard or saw someone during the past few years that left their job uh, for work at home or for the soft life. Kind of like I was saying earlier. Uh, that was a big movement. Uh, my wife's always worked from home ever since we've been together, but there are lots of her friends who were in the office, and a lot of them they either left their positions or they went out and said, "Hey, we're gonna try to figure this out and just be at home, for lack of a better word." And I'm just like, okay, I've always worked in manufacturing, and I've always had a business on the side to some capacity, in some capacity. So I'm used to being out. I like being out. I'm a people person, but there are a lot of people who spend a lot of time at these jobs, and they wanted to be freer, I guess we should say. Uh, the acceleration of this caused the acceleration of AI, robots. Pe- Companies want more out of their workers and with less workers. It also had a rise to the gig worker. People wanted to get money fast, to be paid the same day that they worked. It was just a different time between 2020 and 2023. It was the wild wild west. So now we're at this point where that's pretty well over with. Companies have, they've gotten to the point where they they've been tracking, keystrokes for even for the people who work at home. They want to make sure that you're adding value to the company, not just showing up for a paycheck. And with all these people who put the companies in a bind by not wanting to be there and work, now you have the little dogs in the street that deliver food. You have Instacart. You have DoorDash. People are still doing Uber. You have all these little gig jobs, and the companies are saying, "Cool, you guys put us in the bind back then. Now we have automation, we have robots, we have all this innovation that's going to help us to be more productive. And what are we going to do? We're going to figure out how to get rid of your tail, or we're going to try to get the most out of it." So, with that said, are you worth what you're working for? You know, and are you demanding what you're worth? As an appliance repair company, we hadn't changed our prices in 4 years. I recently had a customer who called me to install a washer and dryer in a 55 and up living area. She said she called 26 appliance repair companies, and the more she called, the further she had to call, the further she had to go out. And one guy that she remembered that she called, he told her that it would be $350 for him to come over and install her washer and dryer, which were already in the washing room. They just needed to be hooked up. It wasn't gas. He said because he had to drive 50 miles, it would be $350, and there was no negotiation. Totally understand him, you know, pricing according to his drive time. But at the same time, that was pretty excessive for the work that he would have to do. But I can't tell anyone how to price their jobs. That is not my job to dictate to you how to price your jobs. And it's not for any of us to dictate how anyone else runs their business. But anyway, are you charging what you worth? He definitely felt like he was worth $350, and that's just it. Are you charging appropriately for that job? I did have to get her a 4-prong hose. I think it was about $159 with the card, somewhere in there. I'd have to go back and look at the invoice, but we provided a service. She was very pleased with the service. She was very pleased with our conversation that we had, and she left a great review for us. So, are you charging appropriately? What do you think? Should I charge more than that? Say $159. That's including the 4-prong dryer plug from where she came. She had a 3-prong. You guys tell me in the comments below what you would have charged for a job like that, to hook up the washer and the dryer, change out the card, and provide the card. Tell me down below in the comments. All right, the market isn't just looking for bodies anymore. They're looking for value. They're looking for folks who aren't just going to show up, but they want those people to show out when they get there. And that's understandable. You don't want to hire someone who just wants to show up and get a paycheck. You want somebody who cares about the job, who's really motivated, who's really willing to try and do the best job for you and your company. And that's just where we are right now with the state of the economy and the state of the world, of the U.S. I can't speak for the world, but the state of the U.S. We just don't want people who know the bare minimums anymore. We want people who are actually in tune with what they're doing, and they're going to do a great job for us. And are you doing a great job for yourself? That's the question you need to ask. All right, so what have I really brought to the table lately? I don't know if I should have left that one on there or not. What have I really brought to the table lately? That's a question that none of us want to really answer, but it's a question that we probably all need to answer. What have I brought to the table lately? What new skill have I picked up? What have I learned to help further my business, my company, and help the customer? And you really have to dig deep if you hadn't been really trying to innovate and get new training. If you just kind of going with the flow with the summer, okay, refrigerators, I know I'm get cooktops when we start getting in October, November, December for the cooking, baking season. But what have you learned? What have you done to better yourself and the craft? And there's no right or wrong answer, but there is an answer that needs to be discussed with yourself. So how do we renegotiate? Like I said, we're gonna have to start answering those tough questions. We're going to have to, it starts with a gut check, a hard, honest look at your skill set, your impact, and your attitude, just like we talked about. For business owners, are your services still sharp? Have you got complacent? Like in our last video, we talked about complacency. Have you got complacent and just kind of been stagnant? Are you solving today's problems for your clients or yesterday's? Are you innovating? Are you building relationships that last or just running calls? Uh, what makes someone choose you over the next guy? These are all questions that I can't answer for you, but it's something that you need to look at yourself and to actually sit down and actually really go through these questions, because a lot of times what'll happen is we'll get so busy working on the business that we're working in the business that we never work on the business. And these things right here, if we took a little more time, say on a Saturday or a Sunday, and just kind of gave it 15, 20, 30 minutes to just answer some basic questions, we might have a better outlook on our business, and we can start to actually uh, implement some new things in our business if we see that we're lacking. Now, for technicians, are you just basically riding the clock? Are you mastering your craft? Are you learning the new text, the new tech, not the new text? That's a big deal about text, and I want to train other techs to supposedly take their job. But anyway, are you learning the new tech, the AI? Are you relying on your own tricks and pattern recognition? Pattern recognition is big, but you can't let that be the end all be all. You still need to do your testing, and you still need to do your training, because things change. And with all these new computers that are on appliances, we definitely need to be on top of that. Are you a problem solver or just a task doer? Are you making yourself indispensable? It's something you're going to have to answer yourself. This is the time to elevate. All right. Expansion. We're looking at every part of your operation and asking, how can I make this better, make this smarter, make this more valuable, and make this faster? Let's see. Identify your superpower. What's the one thing you do better than anyone else? Hone it, polish it, make it shine. And if you don't have one, it's time to go get one. I'm a dishwasher guy. Like I said, I I really thrive. I cut my teeth with dishwashers when no one else wanted to fool with garbage disposals and dishwashers. So I'm very comfortable under the sink, uh, making sure that I'm turning off the water, making sure that I keep extra lines on my truck for dishwashers, just in case I run into a copper line that's giving me problems. I'm starting to run into PEX. So now I'm going to start. See, we don't really have a lot of PEX lines down here, but in one county that I'm in, they have heavily went to PEX. So now I'm programming myself that, okay, now I need to be on the PEX side. I'm gonna have to make sure I have me some short bites. Make sure I learn, what to do in this situation and that situation. So that's where I really cut my teeth at, and that's where I'm homed in at. So I'm a dishwasher guy. What's your superpower? Learn, learn, learn. The world ain't waiting for you to catch up. New courses, new certificates, new software, new sales techniques. Invest in your brain, because that's where the real capital is. And like I was saying earlier, what are you learning? It's all mental. All this is mental. So the trainings that MSA, Reliable, Encompass, all these trainings are here to help us out and to make us better technicians. And look at me. I hadn't been one this year. I'm just as guilty as anyone who's watching this and thinking to themselves, damn, I hadn't been to any training. Well, I hadn't either. I've been so busy with life. But at the same time, you make time for what's important. And basically what I'm saying, and some of you are saying that I can put that off. It's not that important. but it really is. So we need to make time. What have we actually learned this year? Document your wins. This is what I'm doing. I used to do it a lot more. Uh, don't just do a good job. Prove it. Keep a record of your success. You satisfy customers. Always ask for those reviews, those Google reviews, those Setmore reviews, those uh, Square reviews. You want to definitely get those reviews, and because that's proof that you're actually doing a good job and that you're a relatable person, and the customer can actually depend on you. The customer can work with you and likes your services. So get those reviews. I've been one that has slacked off royally on getting reviews because I do a lot of warranty work at times. But I definitely need to push forward for more reviews. So maybe we can start a series on just getting more reviews. And if you want to see something like that, put more reviews down in the comment box. And maybe we can start some type of challenge, or I can document some of the things that I'm doing to get more reviews. All right. Practice your pitch. Man, that's tough. I talk to guys a lot at when I'm picking up parts and stuff, and some people just aren't very personable. They don't have a good attitude. They don't have an attitude where they feel they can talk to people effectively. And people say, "Well, I just don't like to talk to people. I don't want to be salesy." And that's when I was doing Thumbtack, Home Advisor, Angie's List. If I could answer that phone, they were mine. You know, because I had that confidence, and I just naturally kind of knew how to sell to people. But I have a friend who's a master plumber, and he doesn't do plumbing. He works a manufacturing job. He could be making all kind of money, but he doesn't like to manage people, and he doesn't want to be pushy. And he's a master plumber because his dad was a master plumber, but he doesn't really want to do it. Guys, we gotta practice talking. Toastmasters are, that's in every city. If you're not comfortable with public speaking, you really need to get in tune with public speaking, and just appliance repair really isn't public speaking. Well, I say that because when I think of public speaking, I'm thinking of an audience and I'm on stage. But if I'm just walking around talking in the bank or at the grocery store, I don't view that as public speaking. But there are some people who do, and I want you to get comfortable with just talking it. And hey, we're in business to sell, point blank, period. So I know everybody has this thing about not wanting to sell, not wanting to be pushy, not wanting to seem like they're a salesman. If you don't receive any sales, you're out of business. You're homeless. Get that out of your head. You are a salesman all day, every day. When you're dating, when you're buying a car, when you're out at these appliance repair jobs, you're a salesman. So you just got to get over it. Everything in life is about a sale, and you're going to have to start selling. All right? Get over yourself. All right. Network with a purpose. You here watching me, you're networking. I'm over here talking to you, I'm networking. We're going to be down in the comments talking. You're going to get these notes from me and go over them. So we're networking. We're starting small, but we're going to work our way up to bigger wins. All right, guys? All right. So now the great renegotiation is an opportunity to step into a bigger, bolder version of yourself. Just like we talked about, get over yourself. Start selling today. All right. To command the respect and the reward for your decisions and desires. There we go. All right. Don't wait for someone else to tell you what you're worth. You show them what you're worth. And that's it. With the power of your work, there could be some guys out here who really aren't the best at communicating. But once they get to doing the work, they really shine. And a lot of times, if you just know for sure you won't be able to communicate effectively, hire someone to help you out. Hire someone to help you out so that you can do what you do best and you're going to shine when you do it. And the customer's going to really appreciate you. And they'll say, man, that guy, he didn't talk very much, but he did a hell of a job with this painting or with this appliance or whatever it is that you do. Because not just appliance repair people watch these videos, okay, guys? Go out there today, look at your business, look at your role, and ask, how am I going to re-up my value? How am I going to make myself irreplaceable? Then get to work, because success isn't just going to knock on your door. You got to go out. You got to get bigger, build bigger, get bigger, and you got to start knocking on those doors, and not just the physical doors. I'm talking about the doors of opportunity, networking, training. You got to start knocking those doors down. I know you guys can do it. I believe in you. And I know you're going to have to believe in yourself. Some of you do, and some of you might be on the fence. But each day, getting 1% better